Beast Kingdom. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be having a look at the Beast Kingdom Steppenwolf action figure based on his likeness from the Justice League movie. Top of the box. There's the side. There's the other side, just upside down. There's the back, which has Steppenwolf there and then Steppenwolf there. I love the box art for these, although, hang on a second. What the what? All the other Beast Kingdom figures, they have really cool looking box art. Remember the stuff that I've raved about and said that should be on a poster? And then we have this. I mean, it's cool box art, but it ain't this. I prefer this whole artistic thing compared to that. I mean, it's artistic, but you get the point. This is definitely a much better look compared to just having shots of the action figures. Come on, man, that's what everybody else does. Either way, the back of the box still looks very cool. I like the design with the line going across here, the close-up shot of Steppenwolf with his axe over his shoulder, and then just the figure with all the hands over here. Front of the box, clearly displaying everything you get in the package. And I want to point out that mine was open when I got it. I bought it off eBay, and they didn't tell me that it was a previously open package. However, it clearly is, because both sides, the tape was opened. And just here on the inside, hold on a second. There. You can actually see that there's some Steppenwolf artwork there. I like that, actually. I wish they had to put something like that on the back. That would have been even cooler. In the package, we find Steppenwolf and all of his many accessories. Hold on a second. Like his almost useless action figure stand. I say that because they're just a base. I mean, the base looks cool enough as it is. Let's make sure they spelt it right. Steppenwolf. Okay, because with the Wonder Woman one, they wrote Wonder Women. Seriously, look. I felt like such a dork for not noticing this in the first place when I reviewed Wonder Woman. At least they spelt the name right with this one, so that's a good thing, but I really am not a big fan of these stands. I don't find these to be super useful, so, you know, it's, going over there. And of course we have the Electro Axe, the one and the same axe which was destroyed by the resurrected Superman and also Wonder Woman in that final battle scene in the end of the movie there. And this is very, very, very cool. I really like this a whole lot. I like the fact that they've actually included the various colors, whereas the Mattel one, which I've got actually right here, they did not. This one does have it though, so yeah, that's really, really cool. I like this a whole lot. There's also a plethora of hands that this figure comes with. We get this set of open hands right here. We also get this other set of less, but still very much open hands. And then we get a set of hands which are obviously both designed for grabbing onto his Electro Axe. Clearly like so, because there they are. They're grabbing onto it. And then of course, we get Steppenwolf. Now this is the Steppenwolf figure, which I've been waiting for. Very cool looking, as you can see. I held off on building the rest of the Mattel one. I mean, I got an arm for it and two of his legs, but I just wasn't interested in finishing putting it together. And to be honest, he is actually pretty much the same size as the Multiverse one. So I'll just sub him in with my Multiverse figures, or my 6-inch scale figures. So for one, they seem to have gotten most of the details correct and accurate to the movie. This looks like the Steppenwolf that I saw in the Justice League movie. I do like the fact they've given him a blue and a red sort of shiny wash over him in certain parts, which makes it a whole lot more accurate to the movie. And overall, I'm pleased with how this figure looks. The head sculpt for Steppenwolf looks like Steppenwolf. I mean, what more can you say about it? It looks like Steppenwolf. Is it perfect? Heck no. But as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely passable in comparison to the Steppenwolf which we were introduced to in the Justice League movie. So, for starters, Steppenwolf's head is on a ball joint, and there's a whole lot of wibbly bibbly bobbly action there, and it can look up, I suppose, alright, but down quite a bit. But there is quite a bit of articulation and movement there. He's not a flight character, so you don't need him to be able to look up too much, I suppose. He's got shoulders on Beast Kingdom's ball-jointed system that can actually go in and out and up and down and all around. And it's also on a hinge. So you got a ball joint, how it attaches to the torso, and then you've got a hinge, how it attaches to the arm. Get back in there. Steppenwolf's also got those ball-hinged elbows, and you'd think there'd be more articulation than there is, but there's just not that way. It can spin and rotate, which I suppose is a good thing. Then you've got the wrists, and they're clearly going to be on ball joints. because that's how you replace the hands, and they can go around, and there's quite a bit. I do like the fact that it's actually hidden better on these figures, on this figure, than it is in comparison to, say, the Batman, where it was really, really ugly. Steppenwolf's also got some torso articulation by way of, I'm assuming, a ball joint. Oh yeah, I pulled him apart. There you go. He's got a ball joint right there. And his hand fell off. Oh, and his arm fell off. Holy geez, Steppenwolf, you're falling apart. Either way, there is a fair amount of motion in the upper torso, and he's got articulation down here in the waist, which I'm assuming, again, is going to be a ball joint. I was going to say, I'm not taking it apart, but here it is. I took it apart. Another ball joint in the waist, pop him back together. And that's, you know, it does make for, combined, quite a bit of articulation. Well, maybe not so much forward, but definitely back. Steppenwolf's groin is on that drop hinge ball joint system, so they can drop down, go up and down, and there's actually a lot of movement. And his skirt, silver underwear, his kilt, I'm not really sure what you would... Yes, I was looking. I'm just curious to see what he's got underneath. It doesn't really get in the way that much, although I want to warn you that the groin can be a little bit wibbly on this figure. Steppenwolf also comes complete with double-jointed knees, which always seems to be a favorite. Myself included, I enjoy double-jointed knees. It makes it easier to pose him around. Is there anything going on at the top? Not much. What does he have for the ankles? He's got some... Pull it off. Oh, ball joints, just as I suspected. And they make for some pretty good articulation in the ankles. Not bad. And he's also got toe articulation by way of a gigantic hinge. This is going to be... Oh, he lost a foot. Jeez. As you can see, this figure's got balls. Oops, oh, foot fell off again.
Attention, attention, family thinks high toy prices are joke.
Holy one-liner, Batman!
Drop your punchline, Joker! Listen, folks, only at Zeller's are you protected by...
The law of Toyland. Nobody beats Zeller's prices on toys. Nobody. Color change Hot Wheels are just $1.77 each. And Micromaster Transformers are just $6.97 each.
You're protected at Zeller's because the lowest price is the law.
Now let's do some comparisons with this Steppenwolf figure. I obviously don't have another Steppenwolf from the Justice League movie to compare him to, so I'll compare him to the DC Universe Classic Steppenwolf figures. After that, let's compare him to some Justice League figures as well, because if you're like me, you bought him to be posed alongside with possibly 6-inch scale figures. So let's do that. So for starters, we'll compare Steppenwolf with Steppenwolf. Both of these are DC Universe Classics on either side of him. One was based on the Superpowers Collection Steppenwolf, and the other is based on the basic pre-New 52 DC Universe Steppenwolf. So here he is standing alongside the Multiverse Justice League figures as sculpted by the fine folks at Mattel, and he's pretty much the same size as the Multiverse Build-A-Figure, so you could very, very easily sub him in with these figures. As also with the Mapleridge Justice League figures, you could probably get some really cool photo shoots out of this Steppenwolf figure alongside your 6-inch scale Justice League figures. And I'm not going to bother showing him alongside the SH Figuarts Justice League figures because they're just a little bit smaller than the Mapleridge, but you get the point. You could probably put him alongside the Figuarts as well. And not to forget to slap in some Mezco 1/12 collective figures in there because I know that they're a fan favorite and I would want to know what they look like alongside Steppenwolf, and here you can see they actually scale in quite nicely as well. Or maybe all you have is the DC Films Batman v Superman Henry Cavill Superman figure, and you can actually have him subbed in there as well and get some really cool action figure photography poses out of the pair of these two together. And of course, no size and scale comparison would be complete until we compared it with the other Beast Kingdom figures that I have: Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Some people might argue that this would be the correct size ratio of Steppenwolf over the Justice League. However, I seem to remember Steppenwolf actually towering over the League just a little bit more than what we see here. Okay, so now that we've finished taking a look at Darkseid's General, I can finally give that last opinion. My final thoughts on it. Do I think that this is worth you taking the time and effort to track him down and pay the money for him? Well, if you can find this guy for the basic initial released price, as in not the jacked up scalper price, not that it's been on the market for 6 months and now it costs twice as much price. If you can find him for the original release price, I say go for him because the paint scheme looks great, the sculpting looks wonderful as well, and he comes with all those extra hands, and again, the Electro Axe looks really, really good. I'm really, really impressed with how they pulled off the Electro Axe. It looks good. Now, I would say don't pay anything more than the market price, the initial market price, for these reasons though. For one, he's got really, really weak knees. I barely even touched him. So that's one. The knees are ugly looking. They're double jointed, which is cool, but they didn't really master the whole, let's make it look good and functional. And they're really, really weak. They want to fall over at all points. From the groin down, everything is just, you know, you can see there, it's wibbly. And I think that if you're into action figure photography, that's going to get really in the way and it's going to bug you. And also the joints want to fall off. The fists, both fists, not just the one holding the axe, they want to fall off constantly. And not just that, when you're posing him around, so easy do his arms come out of their sockets, out of that ball joint comes out of the socket. And for me, that's something that's really annoying. Over the course of making this video, posing him has been such a chore. Between weak limbs, weak knees, between ankles that, yes, cool, there's a lot of articulation, but they themselves are also weak, and you have the toe articulation, but none of this stuff adds to the stability of the figure. Over the course of the video, I've found myself pretty much wanting to scream and throw him through a window. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like him. I like the look of the figure. That's definitely something that it has going for it. But if you're someone who is into action figure photography and you're looking for something that is going to be really fun to pose around, I'm not entirely sure that this is going to be the one that you want, because it's just been driving me nuts the whole video. I'll likely take a bunch of pictures with him with my Justice League figures and then put him on a shelf, and there he will remain as part of my overall Justice League figure display. He will fill the slot of Steppenwolf as opposed to the Multiverse one. But as far as taking him down and fiddling with him, I'm not going to be so inclined to pull him down and have him be one of the figures that you just constantly want to fiddle with. He won't be it. Anyhow, these are just my ideas and opinions after handling and reviewing the Beast Kingdom Steppenwolf action figure. I'm sure you're going to have your own ideas. Please leave them down in the comment section below. If you have this figure, what is your experience with him? Were your joints tighter? Did you have a much better time handling your figure? Or was yours just as much as a pain in the butt as mine was? Also, if you liked the video, please take the time to slap a like on it so I know I'm doing something right. And if you think you'd like to see more content from my channel, some stuff is much more highly produced while other stuff is very simple like this, then hit the subscribe button. You know how that works, and doink the bell so that you never miss a video, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, super friends. Please take care. Until next time. And I can appreciate the fact that his Electro Axe has had a fair amount. This isn't even his Electro Axe. Darn it, this is the Multiverse one. How long in the video have I had the Multiverse one? Ah, crap.